Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of my Dungeon Boss campaign series. Today we are going to be hitting up chapter 20, which is the second to last chapter of the main campaign. Fun fact, this was the first instance where I almost was not able to get into this stage. The last chapter or so we'd actually started playing where we were underleveled, and if we look at chapter 20, Celestial Gate actually requires level 53, which I am not. In fact, right when I finished the last chapter, I wasn't even able to get into chapter 20 because it required a player level of 50, which I am happy to say that I have now, but the way this is going, this is probably going to progress to level 53 and at the bare minimum 54, but maybe even also 55, because then chapter 21 is probably going to go 55, 56, 57, something like that. That's going to be progressing pretty hardcore. Looking at the enemies here, there's a lot of these Justicars, I think they are. They're called Justicars in a different one. But basically, this is a great dungeon to whip out Lily, because Lily loves armored opponents, and she can heal herself. So the main thing with this particular dungeon is if you can stay alive and healthy, honestly, I think you're going to be sitting fine. There's not a ton to worry about. And I think in a prolonged dungeon, Lily is head and shoulders above any other hero in the entire game because of her plant growth. So we're going to definitely take her, and then the side components to her. That's the real question. We want people that are actually going to do well. I don't use him very often, but I'm actually going to bring Theron along as well. So that's actually kind of a unique one this time around, but we're going to go Theron for his Armor Hunter. I'm not going to bring Nimriel for Tank Hunter because she's going to be too easily killed by those blue guys. But with these two here, they should be doing most of the damage, so the real question comes to keeping them alive. And until I can see how difficult the actual dungeon is, I think it's safer for me to basically take... well, Lily's going to heal, so I'll bring Ponty along as well, and then I'll bring Nub Nub to heal. If the dungeon is too difficult, then I will actually switch back and go with a double healer. I don't use that too often, but it does come up every now and then. I'm going to stick with 2 energy and 1 revive, and then I do have Friend Hero that has a revive as well if I need that. We're going to try and avoid death for the most part anyways. Now, because we are out-leveled by 3, it is going to be important to be using our skills. We can't let them idle just because we're getting kind of stingy with energy. We'll have to just kind of take it as it is. It's a fairly long dungeon, so we're going to have time for cooldown. We're not likely going to be one-shotting anybody, especially with a couple of these guys under-leveled. So, like I say in every video, I want to get off to a good start here, so I'm just going to run the AoE, see how it actually stacks up and how much damage it does. And since it doesn't do a ton of damage against any of them, then obviously that's a good sign of what we need to look out for. I don't think Theron has any runes on him, so I don't expect him to do a ton of damage. But he does have the Armor Hunter, so he is going to do some damage. And as long as the 3 little Emilys don't heal everybody, the Sapping Vines are going to kill them. And Ponty's super strong, so that's good. So really it's going to come down to, can I survive this without a taunter? And that's kind of what I was worried about, is Theron taking a beating. I might have to bring in somebody else to taunt in the long run, because I don't know how much damage I can take if I'm not killing them on the actual, in the stage. And I don't have the experience potions to level anybody up any further, so I'm kind of stuck with the teams that I got right now. So we may ultimately be at a point where we just have to wait a few weeks. Now, some of you might be happy to see the campaign series go away for a couple of weeks, but personally, I'm looking at trying to wrap this series up. So the sooner I can get it done, then the sooner we can put it to rest. But yeah, we're gonna have to really be tactical about this one in terms of beating this level. Maybe one of these will be a treasure room. Alright, we're dealing with some elites now, so let's Not good for us. Not good at all. We're just going to try and kill one of them outright. Yeah, Theron sucks bad. I really shouldn't be running him even with his Armor Hunter. Alright, so this stage is going to live and die with Ponty. So definitely, yeah, there's a better choice. Dump Theron and bring somebody else. Someone that's going to do well against water heroes, probably. Either that or some sort of a taunter. Thing is, I don't have any really strong tanks. I was trying to get on the William train early in the game, but then the level progression went way out of control, and I just stopped leveling him up. He outlived his usefulness very, very quickly, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to use William. And now I feel bad for pouring Evos into his skills too. There's our treasure room, so I got lucky there. One less room that I have to deal with. So I think what I could do in the interest of getting out of this dungeon alive. Hey, finally some Lupina tokens. That's always nice. Might be smart just to use Ponty's AoE, use one of my potions on him, just so that I can get out of here. I only have one. You know what? I don't think these guys are going to do a ton of damage because the yellow gals are going to heal each other. At least I would think they are. This guy is the only one that's really problematic because he's going to do some sort of a shield bash, and it's just super annoying. So let these guys do their heals, and a couple attacks here and there aren't going to hurt me. And then I might be able to get into the boss room without having used my energy potions at all and actually be fully stocked. Probably have to use energy potion on Lily though. I don't think this is going to go another 4 turns. Maybe it will, but Ponty's going to kill any of them. If I can play my cards right, I would like to use Nub Nub's defensive buff, but that's really difficult to time out when he's a slow hero. If I don't know that that's going to kill, and actually the sapping vines might be gone when I actually do use it. See, Ponty's going to kill her now. That's the problem. I wish he had a different skill where I could not do that. In fact, one of the things that I've been requesting from Dungeon Boss is a sort of defense mechanic. Instead of attacking, just bypass your turn and go into a defensive stance. I think it would add a whole new paradigm into the game if somebody opted to not actually attack in order to buff defense or do something like that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use an energy potion now. I feel like I can wait 2 turns for sapping vines to come up, but I also don't want to because I really don't know what she's going to do. If she has some stupid like anti-nature, that's going to be bad news for me. Alright, throw a little bit of a daze on her. I doubt it's going to hit, but she got dazed. Oh, Ponty's not even off cooldown either. I guess that is what it is. They're gonna kill Theron, I think. Alright, that's alright. Ponty's gonna unleash hell the next time around. So I think we almost have to heal first, unfortunately. Even with a buff, I worry that somebody's gonna get killed if they all attack Theron. Even if they all attack him now, he's still going to die. Alright, I don't know if this is going to do the trick. She should be dead here soon. There's a taunt. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, get some defense here. She should die from that, I think. Nope, because she had a heal buff. That's a bummer. We'll just let it go. I feel like I got this in the bag now. They should be out of skills. There we go. Still healing though. Man, that is super annoying. At least she's dead. That's because the sapping or the plant growth. I said in the long run, if you keep Lily alive, she will own pretty much any dungeon. So note to self: we just have to dump out Theron and bring in somebody else better. And between Lily and Ponty, they'll be able to do their thing. But we got to see what the next dungeon is first. Couple of free gems, Lupina token, double Jabber tokens. Pretty productive level there. Oh, Aurora Glade, more healers and more armor. So we're definitely going to keep Lily again, and then Lily's going to work well on the end one. We are going to dump Theron because he's not going to do good against the nature anyways. So the real question is, who is going to be the best option for us? That is the question. We want somebody that's tough. I feel like Bulbous. Actually, let's go Femus. Femus at least has a taunt, and he's tough, and he's got the his health grows with his hardy taunt. So might be a good option for us. And if anything, it'll get me spending some of Nub Nub's heals a little bit earlier in the dungeon, and just kind of keep everybody topped off. And this is another 5-room dungeon. It's going to take us another close to 10 minutes here, I think. We might have to split these videos up into something smaller just because they're so long. We'll make a judgment call in a few minutes, though. That's kind of what I was expecting out of Ponty. That's pretty good. I have to keep in mind I only have 2 normal speed heroes now, though, so now I have to really watch it. I've been saying for a few weeks now that I need to add some crit rooms to Nub Nub, and I just have not done that yet. His crit healing is incredibly disappointing as of late. But by saving this to the next turn, it was nice because I can use that to get some health back then without actually having to legit heal. And now we'll be able to throw a little bit of taunt on there too, protect the team. So let's hardy taunt it up, increase max health, a little bit of heals from the vines. And we're going to do just fine, I think. Certainly not auto run caliber, but at this point we're not in it for auto run. We've been doing that on our challenge mode, but challenge mode auto runs are going to run out very, very quickly as well. So we're going to be getting to the true challenges very soon, I think. Alright, so let's go with the yellows first, because I know Ponty can kill her. We'll check the cooldown on the earthquake, just out of curiosity. I'm going to heal. It almost has to happen. If we're going to taunt, we have to heal. That's kind of the way it goes with that mechanic. Cooldown of 6 should be up by the boss room. Let's pound away here, see what it does. Femus is actually pretty good, but not many people really give it much of a chance. But if you throw some runes on him, he's actually pretty amazing. And if you've watched my priority series, you'll see that he ranks pretty high across the board for most of the tanks as well. I mean, he can be a little bit temperamental at times to control because of his odd targeting, but I said if you used him early on in the game, I think he sticks with a lot of people. But once you get somebody else, let's use this here. Once you get somebody else, he usually falls to the wayside, and there's so many other tanks out there. They're better, unfortunately. Even if the stats don't say so. But a lot of times it's one skill that makes or breaks a hero, and that's what makes them a meta hero. Meta hero. Can't talk tonight, I guess. Alright, so I want to keep my skills now for the boss room. So we're just going to focus fire one of these here. And then we're just going to auto run at this point. We should be fairly safe here. If not, I guess we can always heal with Nub Nub, but I feel like we should be okay. As long as they focus fire. There's my crit heal. It's amazing it took how long for that to actually happen, but I bet you his crit rate is really low. It's probably only about 10%, which is not very good. Oh, I should have did Stout Team there. That would have been the smart maneuver, because Ponty's gonna kill her. But I hate using Nub Nub's abilities when he ends the round, because it's like a wasted turn. That's why I hate certain slow heroes, because you just can't time them out appropriately. I described that a couple of months ago with Stonefist, why I don't like him as a tank, because it's so difficult to taunt when the turn is ending. And then when you transition into a new room, it's like you get screwed over there. These guys aren't going to heal, so I'm just going to pretty much pour on the damage. And Ponty just laughs at that. That's what I like. I was worried about that. Let's go defense first. And we're going to do some wild swinging. It used to be called Wild Swing. It's Wild Rampage now. A little bit of a bummer there. But Sapien Vines does its thing. This guy's not going to stand a chance. Not against Ponty. Oh, he did stand a chance. What a tool. Magnus. Whatever, Magnus. Alright, so in the scheme of things, it wasn't too difficult. I mean, we did manage it pretty well with our taunters. We are at about 18 minutes running for this dungeon here. So I think what I will do is, as I mentioned, because these are longer runs, now I'm going to break this up into a multi-part video here. So I'm going to wrap with this one here, and then we'll start back up again with dungeon number 3. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.